Hey, good evening. Tonight's Bible study comes from Luke chapter 8, verses 26 through 39, and reads as follows. They sailed to the region of Gerasenes, which is across the lake from Galilee. When Jesus stepped ashore, he was met by a demon-possessed man from the town. For a long time, this man had not worn clothes or lived in a house, but had lived in the tombs. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell at his feet, shouting at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God? I beg you, don't torture me." For Jesus had commanded the impure spirit to come out of the man. Many times it had seized him, and though he was chained hand and foot and kept under guard, he had broken his chains and had been driven by the demon into solitary places. Jesus asked him, "What is your name?" "Legion," he replied, because many demons had gone into him, and they begged Jesus repeatedly not to order them to go into the abyss. A large herd of pigs was feeding there on the hillside. The demons begged Jesus to let them go into the pigs, and he gave them permission. When the demons came out of the man, they went into the pigs, and the herd rushed down the steep bank into the lake and was drowned. When those tending the pigs saw what had happened, they ran off and reported this in the town and countryside. And the people went out to see what had happened. When they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demons had gone out, sitting at Jesus' feet, dressed and in his right mind, and they were afraid. Those who had seen it told the people how the demon-possessed man had been cured. Then all the people of the region of the Gerasenes asked Jesus to leave them, because they were overcome with fear. So he got into the boat and left. The man from whom the demons had gone out begged to go with him, but Jesus sent him away, saying, "Return home and tell how much God has done for you." So the man went away and told all over town how much Jesus had done for him. Amen. And let's break this down. We see that you can see after Jesus had calmed the storm, they sailed to the region of Gerasenes, which is across the lake from Galilee. When Jesus stepped ashore, he was met by a demon-possessed man from the town. Ooh. For a long time, this man had been going around naked or lived in a house, but had not worn clothes or lived in a house. He hadn't lived in a house and he was naked, but he had lived in the tombs. So we would think he was crazy or something peculiar was going on, but he wasn't doing what a normal person should do. And it tells you he was possessed. So this evil spirit must have been moving him in these ways. When he saw Jesus, he cried out and fell at his feet, shouting at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" First of all, this demon was speaking and knew who Christ was, because he was the one that said, he cried out and fell at his feet, shouting at the top of his voice, "What do you want with me, Jesus, Son of the Most High God?" He knew who Jesus was. This was the demon that was in the man. "I beg you, don't torture me." He knows Jesus has the power to do anything. And the first thing he says is, "I beg you, don't torture me." For Jesus had commanded the impure spirit to come out of the man. Jesus told him, "Get out of this man. Leave him be." And many times this demon has seized the man, and though he was chained hand and foot, this demon was strong and he was kept under guard, but the demon was strong. He kept breaking his chains and had been driven by the demon in the solitary places. This man was possessed, and this demon was doing these things to him. And the strength he was giving him and driving him away into these places. So Jesus was still looking at him. He said, "What is your name, demon?" And he already knew his name, but he asked him, and the demon said, "Legion," he replied. He had no choice but to reply, because many demons had gone into him. There were many demons in this man. And they begged Jesus repeatedly not to order them to go to the abyss. First of all, if you open the doorway will keep being open for demons, for sins and demonic things to occur and happen to you. And it was open, and Jesus heard this demon say, "We are legion." because there are many of us in here. So many had entered this man. So he was being tortured by multitudes of demons. And it was just Christ talking to all these demons. Don't forget that. And then they begged him not to order them to go into the abyss. The abyss could only be hell. The abyss is all that it could be, was hell. They begged them repeatedly not to order them to go into the abyss. A large herd of pigs were feeding on a hillside, and the demons begged Jesus to let them go into the pigs. Ooh. And he gave them permission. He told them, you can go into the pigs. When the demons came out of the man, they went into the pigs. They would rather go into those pigs than to go into the abyss. But look what happened. Because they still was going to be punished. There still was going to be punishment for what they had done. And the herd rushed down the steep bank into the lake and was drowned. When those that were watching these pigs saw what happened, they took off and told everybody in the town and on the countryside. And then all the people wanted to see what happened because it was a lot of pigs. And all these demons hit it and ran off a cliff. Everybody wanted to see what happened. When they came to Jesus, they found the man from whom the demons had gone out. Uh-oh. So the man had been saved, cured, cleansed. But they say when they came to Jesus, they found a man from whom the demons had gone out. Past tense, they gone. And what was he doing? He was sitting at the feet of Jesus. And he was dressed. And he was in his right mind. And the people were afraid. Why be afraid? You just saw a good deed happening. You just saw demons leave a child of God, and then you see them go off of a cliff and pig. So you've seen all good things. Why were you afraid? Those who seen it told the people how the demon-possessed man had been cured. Uh-oh. So they told him what happened. Then all the people of the region of Gerasenes asked Jesus to leave them. Why would you ask him to leave? Because they were overcome with fear. And if you knew who he was, you wouldn't ask him to leave you because you need not fear. But once again, Jesus showed the good deed, showed good work. We couldn't accept it. So what did Jesus do? He didn't stay where he would have wanted. He got into the boat and left. The man from whom the demons had gone out begged to go with him. He knew who Jesus was. He knew what had been done for him. And he wanted to go with the one who had done this for him. But Jesus sent him away, saying, you go home and tell how much God has done for you. You notice Jesus said God has done for you because Jesus always edified the Father. He never took it on as him. He edified the Father. Jesus was doing his Father's will. So the man went away and told all over town. He went and bragged about everybody. Told everybody what happened. Man, I am cleansed. I ain't got no demons in me. I am in my right mind. Look at me, brother. I am dressed. I ain't been wearing clothes in years. They done had me chained. I've been living in the tombstone area or the graveyard. But now, look how much Jesus has done for me. Amen.